Hi there and welcome to my channel. We did a little day trip and we ended up in a place called Vernon. Because I like to pick up a lot of art supplies in new places, we ended up hitting up a couple of stores and I picked up a couple of art supplies, and so I just wanted to show you. They don't have a lot of art supplies places in Vernon, but there were a couple of places that I did go that are specifically for. The first one was the Center of Arts, and if I'm mistaken I'm gonna correct myself here. That place was really beautiful. And it was really cute that they had a pottery place next to it. And so what I was told is that some of the people make their pottery there and then they sell it in the store. And I thought that was really cute and very community center. Community center as in centered in the community, not community center as the whole concept of community center. And I don't know if that makes sense. But the first thing that I got was this. And they're like this floppy looking things. They're like some sort of polymer. I don't know what they are. They kind of like rubbery, and they are for making stamps, I believe so, or yeah, or prints. And so you make your design and then you carve off the negative space, and then you're left with the outlines of your design, and then you can use an applicator so that you can make the same design over and over again. This goes in line with the Lego dots that I showed you last time, because I thought it might be kind of fun to start doing things like that and just discover and just play with what you can make with this sort of technologies. And for that I also got the matching, let's say the complementary things that are this colors, this CMYK and also white, so that I can make pretty much anything and everything. So yeah. So the next place that I went to was, believe it or not, HomeSense, because they usually have a variety of different things, and I just wanted to check to see if they have something different. And they had a treasure trove of things that were on clearance. So without further ado, let me show you that. First thing is this. So I had so much fun with the gel sticks before that I thought that this might be something up my alley as well. So they're water soluble oil pastels, and they are, because oil pastels are usually pretty greasy, I thought they might have the same temperament, or they behave the same way as the gel sticks, which they don't. They are for some reason not as creamy as I thought, not as creamy as I thought they would be. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, but I'm pretty sure that because they're water soluble, once you add water to the mix, they might behave completely differently and interestingly. Interestingly, is that a word? More interesting. That's the word. More interesting. So the next thing was, this was also on clearance, and they are color pencils, but you can erase them, and I love my color erase pencils, and so I was thinking if they can do something similar to that, that would be a good win. They're pretty good. Like, they don't completely erase, but they're creamy enough that it's not jarring to work with them. So I mean, it's a win. This ones, they were also on sale. They're this chunky markers, and they're in pastel colors. I am pretty sure that my kid was gonna end up with this ones, just because they seem pretty friendly for little hands. And yeah, they're not super special. They're just pastel-y colors. And even at that, they're not super pastel, they're just a little bit not as pigmented. So they're not that great, but I wasn't expecting like greatness. I was just expecting something fun to play with. Now this next thing is super weird. I don't think I've seen this before. They're supposed to be erasers, so you're supposed to be able to create something with them, and so sculpt them and then bake them, and then once they're baked they become erasers. So I thought that was pretty wild and interesting and fun. So he came home with me. And we're gonna have fun and see what we can make. I don't know how the quality of the eraser is gonna be, like what the quality of the actual erasing part of the eraser. But we're gonna have fun. And then this is a wood carving set, and I had it in mind just because the previous thing, what do you call these things? These things, I was thinking maybe I can use this to carve this, but also we have a lot of maple trees on our backyard, and last year, you're so Canadian, right? Last year we had to cut one of the tree branches because it was not in a good place, so we cut it so that it would not be dangerous or stuff. But we ended up with like a lot of like real chunky wood, like maple wood. And so now that it has had some time to dry and like stop changing and shifting, I want to see whether or not I will be able to whittle something with it, because I've never whittled before and I think it will be an interesting thing to try. And so yeah, whittling tools. The Ecoline brush pens. I do have a couple of them that I've received from the Art Snack subscription, and I like them quite a bit, so I just wanted to complete the set, I guess, or expand my collection. And they're pretty nice. They are, I thought they were alcohol based, but they're not alcohol based. They're water based. Oh, at least I think they're water based. I didn't say anything on the actual marker itself, but they don't bleed through to the other side of the page, so I'm assuming that means that they're water based, which I'm really baffled with this, because if they are water based, then does that mean that this is water, the blender? I don't know. What do you think? Lastly, I saw this came in a package of 2, but I just opened it right now. And they are moleskins, and so they are plain moleskins, and I thought it might be really nice. I know that I have already too many sketchbooks, please don't judge me. I mean, judge me if you want, but I just wanted to see what the deal was with this, and they're pretty nice. Like the paper itself is really thin, so I would never dream of putting any watercolor, gouache, or acrylic in these things, like on these things, in these things. What would that be? Inside of the book. I don't know. So I wouldn't be putting anything too heavy on the papers, just because I don't think they will be able to handle it. But for anything, even for the oil, the gel sticks, I think that it will be able to like play nicely with this without buckling too much. So that's fun. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about like it being white on the outside. I think it's gonna get real messy real fast, but maybe that's one of the features of the actual notebook, right? It just, your art leaves impressions inside and outside of the book. So yeah, fun stuff. Last but not least, if you are an artist or have done art for prolonged periods of time, you will know that if you are concentrated in a piece of paper or hunching over something, you are gonna probably end up with like a wicked neck pain or back pain or something along those lines. So something like this that has this little grooves and this little thing that allows you to make your table or make your surface not as flat can help prevent the pains that you might experience otherwise. So I got this one just to help me out with with my posture, and hopefully with the pain. And this thing over here is for holding the papers. However, I used to have something like this thing over here is like this thing over here is actually a clipboard, but like a ginormous clipboard, and it used to have a rubber thing like this, but over time, like you can see here, it just loses its elasticity, its youth, and it just snaps, and I haven't been able to find like a replacement for that, so that's kind of sad, but like it is what it is. So I think I'm gonna just end up using like washi tape to hold things in place. but I'm quite excited about this one. It is big enough that it holds like an A3 paper. So, and like small enough that I can put it on top of my table. Lastly, I went to this really fun store. If you have never been there before, I highly recommend it. It's called the Vernon Teach and Learn store, and it has pretty much anything you could possibly dream of if you're a teacher or if you like stationery. Like from board games and art supplies to puppets and ice cream and gelato. Is it gelato? I think it's gelato. And fudge and chemistry sets and Lego and erasable worksheets. Anything that you can possibly think of, they have it there. And so I just went and perused there and had a happy old time. And I got a whole bunch of like little things from there. And the first one is this thing, the Wonder Dots, and they are this double-sided little dots, so super sticky. And I was thinking on when I was doing the quilling on last video, that I would like to do a piece of art that has three-dimensionality to it, and so it has different layers. And for that to give it dimension, I wanted to use something like this, because if you put the little dot in between, you have more of a space, of a gap, so you can actually see the shadows between the paper, and it makes it look like more fun. And I've always admired the work of oh my goodness, I'm terrible at names. Brittany something, I'm gonna put her right here. She does like such beautiful work with paper, and it has always inspired me and always made me want to create something with paper, just to see like how fun it would be. And so yeah, I got this with the intention of doing something about that. And then this over here, they are fabric crayons. I don't know what the difference between these fabric crayons are from like regular crayons, because they feel pretty much the same to me. Like they have that waxiness to them, and they don't look very different. I don't know what the composition is that makes them so great for fabric, but here they are. And yeah, I just want to test them out. And on the same thought, I also got this. They are fabric fine liners. So they are markers that are supposed to stick to fabric. And a couple of videos ago, a couple of months ago actually, I did a tote bag for Summer Adventures with Little Roo. And so the theme of the whole episode was Bluey. And I made this tote bag. Well, I didn't make the tote bag. I decorated the tote bag with this scene from one of the episodes. Well, not the scene, like collage something. Anyhow, I use acrylic and a textile medium that makes acrylic stick to the fabric and just be more flexible and be able to stay like on the fabric even after washes. And it's worked because I have washed it twice already and it still holds up really nice. So I wanted to see what I could be able to create with something like this, even though it has very limited color palette. I mean, it's not super limited, but it is what it is. But I have this little canvas pouches that I have, so I wanted to see how they will work for decorating something like that. And lastly, I got these. They are window writers, and this 100% something that I got to play with my kiddo. They are kind of like a dry erase, but more bold and more colorful. And we have a giant window, and in front of the giant window we have a giant tree, and in said giant tree we have lots of birds. And sometimes, unfortunately, the birds decide to explore beyond what they think is another tree from the reflection in the window, and so it is really sad. So I'm hoping that by doing this, we get to have a fun playtime with my son and do different themes around the year for holidays or seasons, and then also prevent poor birds from meeting their doom with our pristine windows. So yeah, here it is. And I tried them the first day when I got them on the car. And the interesting thing is that they don't look as great from the side that you're painting, but from the other side, if you're on the outside, they look better. Like they pop more. So that's fun. And yeah. Now let's play. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for sticking around and coming in this artsy adventure with me. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please consider subscribing or leaving a comment telling me how are you doing, what is your favorite art supply, what are the things that you would like to see in the future, or anything. Actually, it's kind of nice to have a back and forth with people, feeling like I'm not talking into the void. Is it talking into the void or staring into the void? I know that it's like staring into the abyss and talking into the void. I think that's what it is. What was I saying? Right, sorry. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.